Hello and welcome everyone to Gooners Therapy. I think I've just gone. Have I just? Am I? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, mate.
Oh, I thought I just muted there for a second. Welcome to Gooners Therapy. Positive Dan here. Of course, Negative Dan will be joining us any moment. We have got a top panel for you guys today. The legend that is Jez is Arsenal. We have got Anton and, of course, the main man, Marty from AFTV. And listen, it's been a special few days. All of us, listen, I think we're all going to be in extremely positive moves today. Even the man himself, Mr. Jez, is Arsenal. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, send it to a friend, get us to 2K. We're on the road to 2K. I want to thank every single person who's here from the start of the stream and everyone who's going to end up coming on the stream. First and foremost, how are we doing, lads?
All good.
How could you be bad? It's fucking amazing right now.
Yeah,
Who is the realest Gooner?
I've had a terrible week, mate. Really depressed, really negative, mate. You know, I think it's all gone to pot, mate. You know, when you start having to bring 16-year-olds on the pitch to score wonder goals, then, you know, it's a bad time for Arsenal, you know. And obviously 9 points top of the 9 points clear, but that's nothing, you know.
Should be 15. Yeah.
What's happening, lads?
Go on. What's happening, Dan?
We all need to know. We'll all get the really good idea of how Arsenal fans are feeling when you ask Dan how he's doing, because I've been waiting to hear some positivity and some lack
Listen,
of
mate, I'm feeling
great,
great, Anton, but I still can't. I'm still not where you lot are at, saying yeah, it's done, it's over. But I'm 80% there now, man. So we'll see how it goes, man.
Dan, I heard you saying weeks back that it was done. I heard you on a hype outside the stadium going, yeah, we're doing it, it's on, we're going and all that, and you was gassed. And
yeah, then I got slapped back into reality, innit? So I don't want to do it again, Marty. I'm there, but I'm not fully there yet.
Then you got slapped back into reality again, and you realized you were right the first time.
It's not over till it's over, innit? But I said 80%. Are you not happy with that, Anton? Jesus.
Well, Dan, we'll do the percentages at the end of the show. But firstly, I just want to talk about, obviously, you know, the elephant in the room, the main man, the star of the show, Mr. Max Dowman. I want to go to Jez first on this, because Jez, you've been supporting Arsenal for what, you know, however many years it is, right? And have you ever seen? Is there anyone maybe that, you know, we can't think of, or we might not even have been alive then or whatever, but is there anyone you can think of that you've seen that looks this good as the boy Max Dowman at 16 years old that's playing for Arsenal? No. Is there anyone No, there you go.
No. Generational talent, mate. Unbelievably gifted. You know, I have to say that watching the game, I was like, oh man, this is like another ball fest, you know. Everton had their opportunities, hitting the post and this, that, and the other, and I thought, oh God, this could be a bad day out. And then it could be a 0-0, puts us under pressure. Yeah. And there's one point I want to bring up with you gentlemen later, and I'll come back to it, right? And then Gyökeres scores. Tapping goal. Happy days. I don't give a shit how we score goals. It's a goal, right? Yeah, and then
Yes.
and then we had probably the goal of the season for me.
Yes.
No question. No question. Yeah. Pickford comes up. Everton were desperate to get an equaliser. Understandable. Header out. And you know one of the things I liked about it, guys? Right? The way Martinelli, right, when he was drifting out, shadowing
Yeah.
Dowman, he ran in front of that defender
Yeah.
to block him out. He didn't touch him. He just shadowed him out of the game. Left Dowman to do the hard work. And dear God Almighty, a 16-year-old kid, 73 days old, to round like leave a guy on his arse, right, and just carry on, and slot it. Man, what a generational talent.
Yeah.
Unbelievably good. Now, we need to nurture that kid. I swear down. Yeah. Now, I've got arguments with Arteta, you know I have, about how he's ruined players, in my opinion. But what a sensational goal. That to me is the goal of the season. I don't give a shit what anybody says.
Yeah.
Are we giving credit to Mikel Arteta for him to make that ballsy substitution and bring him on, Jez?
Yeah, I will. No, look.
Listen, even Shane Gooner has. So listen, I think everyone has to. But go on, Jez.
No, fair. Look. Everybody says I'm an Arteta hater. I'm not. Right? I criticise him when he gets it wrong. But I criticise a lot of managers when they get it wrong. Yeah? Right? So let's make it fair and play. A fair playing field here. Right? When Arteta's got it right, I've praised him. I said, yeah, well done, man. You got it bang on right. When he cocks it up, I'll say, no, you're crap. Yeah? I've done that with Wenger. I've done that with Bertie Mee. I've done that with managers all my life. Right? And as an Arsenal fan, we can all do that, yeah? Right? Yeah? On that day, I can't deny it, on that day, he got everything right with the substitutions. I'm sitting here right now. Well done. Fantastic. I'm not gassing it up right now, gentlemen, because at the end of the day, it can all still go fucking wrong very quickly. Because, yeah, we're 9 points clear. We've got to play City away, but I'm sure you're going to talk about it anyway. But it was an amazing performance from that young man. And credit to him. I bet he did not sleep Saturday night.
Yeah.
Fair play to him.
Just quickly on the substitutions, obviously he's made 5 substitutions. He's taken off Subamendi and brought on an attacker in Dowman. He also had Jesus, a 4-time Premier League winner, on the bench. So for me, Arteta really did. He got his nuts and he put them on the table and he said, listen, this has to be 3 points. I know we're 7 points clear, but it has to be 10. We have to go and put pressure on Man City. And Man City, listen, I've not heard anyone talking about them crumbling, because had we not won that game, I reckon they go and beat West Ham easily. I truly believe that. And I think they crumbled under pressure, under seeing Arsenal. And when you score late winners, sometimes I say a late win is better than a 3 or 4-0 win. That late win, the euphoria the players get, the euphoria it gives us fans, you can't beat a late winner. But then we got the late winner with Gyökeres to get his 16th goal of the season. And for me, I wouldn't want him to score any other goal. For me, that's what Gyökeres was brought in to do, to be in the right place at the right time. And listen, kudos to him. Brilliant for Gyökeres. But then for Max Dowman, there's nothing better than one of your own, than a 16-year-old boy. You know, all of us, some of us on this panel have got children. If not, you've got nephews, or you remember when you were that age. We're all men, so we remember what it's like to be a 16-year-old boy. And to do that, I mean, look, the whole stadium, it's a magic moment. For me, that's the best moment I've ever had at an Arsenal stadium, in the Emirates anyway, for sure. Declan Rice's free kicks, they were amazing. Reece Nelson's goal was amazing. Eddie Nketiah against United. There's been some great moments, but for me, that topped it all, because I truly believe that's the moment that even the most cautious fan would say we're going to win the league. And seeing Max Dowman score it's in a moment that I was thinking about this. My oldest son's 4, and when he's 12 years old, if we're going to the Emirates, Max Dowman would only be 24. And I'll say to him, I was there when he scored his first goal. So really special moment. And afterwards, I mean, I went and watched the Man City West Ham game in the pub after, and it was just like something I've never experienced before. You had all the Arsenal fans cheering on West Ham, and Mavropanos, ex-Arsenal, gets the goal. It was, I mean, if you haven't seen it, go and check my Instagram. Absolute scenes. And yeah, man, it was one of the best days of my life. It really was one of the best days of my life. And listen, it will only stay that if we go on and win it. But I'm very confident that we will.
You'll probably never see that again.
Facts.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
You'll probably never see that again in your life.
Yeah, and it's not just for Arsenal fans as well. I think it's for the whole footballing fan base. Really, historic moments, youngest Premier League scorer in history. And I mean, I've had my criticism for Arteta, but he's the man that's made that happen, if we're being honest, man. So credit to him, credit to Max Dowman. Amazing scenes at the Emirates, man.
To be fair to you, Dan, sorry to cut in, you have this season said Arteta, a lot of things you complained about Arteta, you've said he's kind of not proved you wrong, but he's doing things that you used to complain about him not doing, i.e. making bold changes, certain formations, starting certain players.
Yeah, and you've also said that obviously he's a new manager, he's still learning on the job. So I think over the last 5-6 seasons, he's learned from his mistakes, and I've seen some big changes from him this season, and he's growing into a manager that's making the right decisions, man. So that decision to bring Max Dowman on and for him to score that goal, top draw. Even Hincapié brought Hincapié on as well, innit?
What a challenge at the end, man. See that challenge at the end, man. Oh, honestly, that gave me goosebumps, that challenge. That Emirates, the feeling of that game, I don't know, there was just something, it was just like, it was so emotional, that game. Being at that game was just one of the most emotional roller coasters I've been on for the first time this season. I think as positive as I am, the closer it gets, the more sort of nervous I get. And I kind of looked around and I said, we might not do it. We might not do it, because I do think if someone's just said it in the chat here, if we didn't score that goal, that Gyökeres goal, the first one in particular, I'm not sure if we would have gone on to win the Premier League.
Even the way the goal happened, it seems like the stars are aligning for me, because Max Dowman clips it in. Pickford's about this close away from getting his hand to it, and then it just bounces off Hincapié basically, and it's right into Gyökeres' path, man. Yeah. Crazy stuff. It looks like the stars are aligning right now, I can't lie. That's what it looks like. But like I said, I'm still keeping my feet grounded, and we'll take it from there.
Yeah. And so where was you watching the game, my friend, and what time was it? Because we know how dedicated you are, watching it overseas.
Yeah. Anybody saw my TFT? I've only one day privileged enough to be on AFTV like you guys, but the TFT fan cam after the game when I called in to Terry, anybody seen that? Because the first thing that I showed was the Premier League trophy. I'm just going to say it, our Premier League trophy, sitting there in the room with me. I was at an event on Sunday morning. It was 3:30 a.m. With Stan Sport. So it was the TV network here that shows the Premier League, and with Arsenal legend Theo Walcott. So it was an amazing night. I knew it would be an amazing night. And I was thinking, like, the best possible guest to have that day was Theo, because Theo was somebody who was at 16 years old, had the world of expectation. I remember he went away to England, and he was talking about that experience, and when he sat with Arsene Wenger and David Dean when he was 16 years old boy, and they were in his living room when he was with the Southampton Academy, and he was telling some awesome stories. And then just to see at the end of that, to see Max Dowman at 16 years old to have done what he'd done, and Theo Walcott talking about it, it was like, gave me goosebumps on its own. But yeah, I sat there next to the Premier League trophy, and I felt like that was the day that effectively Arsenal won the Premier League trophy. I'm at 100%, and I've been about 80% where Dan is since October, and I think we have to kind of live in reality. I get there are some of us who are still don't want to go all the way. We're all a little bit nervous, but look at the two games side by side: Arsenal, Manchester City. We, as Dan rightly said, we had to win that game if we were going to be the champions. It was a game where you had to be nerves, and I got to give credit to all you guys who were in the stadium. You guys lifted the players, man, even at 0-0. As nervous as you guys may have been, I was nervous. I was nervous wreck watching that game for most of it. For you guys to keep getting behind the team and giving them energy and spurring them on. And yeah, for Mikel Arteta to make that sub and for young Max Dowman to come on and do what he did and to come up clutch, to deliver right at the end, to have that moment. And it was actually interesting. I was in line. I was being interviewed by Stan on the TV because they came up to me and they were asking me a bunch of questions. But I got to give credit to the other guy who was sitting in front of me. And they asked him, hey, how is this game how is this game going to go? And he said, I see a Victor Gyökeres 90th minute winner. And my dad goes, oh boy, that would not be good for my heart. I'm like, you know what? If that were to happen, I reckon that sends reverberations towards Man City, and they will 100% drop points if that's how we win the game. And that's exactly how it went on. And Man City looked like us in past years. They looked like they were nervous. They looked like, like it was too much for them. They go up 1-0, very fluky goal, but great as well. I got to give credit to Bernardo Silva because the technique on that was incredible. But for them to concede right away and then for them not to be able to break them down, juxtapose that with what Arsenal did. One team is on its way to the title. We're now 9 points clear. The other one just got slapped up by Madrid, just couldn't beat down Man City, West Ham, and now they're going to probably be on their way to exiting the tournament tomorrow. And then we're going to play them in the cup. I believe if we were to knock them out of the cup, which at the moment their energy is on the floor and ours is up here, I think we're winning that game too. I think Pep calls it quits in terms of the season. I think that team looks defeated. Their fans look defeated. Like if you guys, I was on with Hamza after their game on the terrace, and if you guys haven't seen that one by now, he absolutely was losing it. He's like, no, it can't be Arsenal. No, oh my God, how am I going to live? That's how everybody else is feeling. Everybody else has accepted the fact that this football team is going to win. And before I leave it on to the legend that is Marty, I did come up with a few calculations, and I think this might be how things end up in the Premier League. Our next 3 games, Bournemouth at home, right? Man City away, Newcastle at home. Now, at the moment, the maximum that Man City can accumulate this season is 85 points. So that means we would need 86 points at this point to win the league. I think that they go to Stamford Bridge and Chelsea win. Right? That would mean
Chelsea
their match
were very
would be
poor against Newcastle, weren't they? But I hear you.
Yeah,
They've
but
got a chance for sure.
Yeah, I just think they're going to win. It's got more to do with where Man City are at right now. I think they win there. That would bring it down to 82 points. Their max 83 would need. We win against Bournemouth.
We play first, don't we?
Right.
As well.
Let's say we go to the Etihad and we win. Then their max is 79. So that means beat Bournemouth, beat City, beat Newcastle. How many points would also be on? 79 points. That means that for all effective purposes, for the last 4 games of the season, Arsenal would just need one singular draw to win the Premier League officially. And that's how I think it's going to happen.
Wow. That sounds amazing, Anton. I'll be honest with you. What Marty said a couple of weeks ago, he likes to focus on the positives. And right now, I'm just dealing with the power of now. And I'm not thinking about the past or the future. I'm thinking about right now. Yeah, we're 9 points clear. Carabao Cup final. We should be beating Leverkusen tomorrow. I think we'll be in a quarter final as well. And then FA Cup, we're in the quarters of that as well. So we're in an amazing position, man. And I'm just enjoying it at the moment. You understand? it's a great position to be in. And remember, after the Sunderland game, Dan, I said Pep's not the same man. I'm going back to that, you know. He doesn't look like the same man no more. I'll be honest.
Oh wait, I think I got a. Hey, hello, Pep.
Yeah, this is foreign ground for Pep Guardiola because he's not used to not winning titles. He didn't win nothing last season, and then this season
he's never gone 2 seasons without winning a league title.
This is what I'm saying. So the time is now, guys, man. It's now, man. I'm hoping and I'm praying, and I hope that I'm gonna be where Anton, Marty, and Dan is within the next couple of weeks, man. I get there, and I'm in a good place, man. It's looking very, very positive.
Quickly, I want to come to Marty because, listen, I know you used to be a goalkeeper, Marty, and listen, there's one thing that you never forget, David Raya. And listen, as football fans, you do forget about a world-class slave because you get over in the emotion of the Gyökeres goal or the Dowman goal, or even in previous games, whoever the goal scorer is or whoever played well outfield, or there's a lot of things you remember in a game, and sometimes, as fans, you do forget moments that are match-winning moments. And Marty, one person you never forget is David Raya. Just how good is David Raya? Because you said he's the best goalkeeper in the world. That was your statement on AFTV, and we've discussed it before on this. And I was like, I'm not sure we can put him above Courtois because of the things Courtois has won. But just talk to us about David
before
Raya.
you come in, Marty, I want to touch on a point that he's not one of the tallest goalkeepers as well. So to do what he's doing with his height as well. With his height.
After that Wolves game, even from you, Dan.
So listen, I get the narrative of when I say that statement, I back it up with facts. He's got 20 clean sheets in all competitions, and there's no other goalkeeper in Europe that has got that amount of clean sheets. Now, for me, a goalkeeper, what I want in my goalkeeper is to pick the ball out the back of the net less than any other goalkeeper. That, for me, signifies a top goalkeeper first and foremost, right? And people say Donnarumma. Listen, Donnarumma is a top goalkeeper, but you see what happened against against Real Madrid the other night. He comes flying out. He didn't know whether he was in his box or whether he wasn't. He had his hand there. All he needed to do is touch it. That for me was not a say. All top goalkeepers make mistakes. The difference between top goalkeepers and great goalkeepers is how quickly they recover from those mistakes. Okay, and what you're seeing with David Raya is a match winner. Like, there's so many facets to that game on Saturday that we saw. First of all, David Raya making some fantastic saves. There's one he made with his leg in the second half. There was one he made for Calafiori, made an absolutely fantastic clearance. His distribution, his footwork. I don't generally, if I'm honest with you, he's like 6 foot. 6'1". I like big goalkeepers. You're 6'5". You're Jens Lehmanns. That's my sort of archetype, stereotypical sort of what I'd want in a goalkeeper. But what you get with David Raya is his agility is absolutely phenomenal. His positioning's out of this world. His mindset's amazing. His distributions on top. His reflexes. The amount of times that we've seen him make double saves, and he makes saves. And in that game against Everton on Saturday, don't forget we could have been 2-0 down pretty quickly. Okay, because they pushed us. It wasn't a case of they sat back and it was 11 men behind the ball, because it wasn't. They had a few chances. David Raya making some good saves. Okay, and that game, there's so many parts and points where that game was won. Now, I'll take it back to the sort of the boring football. You need to rely on your defence. You take it into 75 minutes, and you guys have touched on it. But for me, and listen, this is not because I'm a whatever it is, Arteta sexual and all this, rubbish. I see what the guy's doing, and to bring on a 16-year-old, right, in a game like that where you're chasing a game where we need to win it, right, that takes some serious arsehole, right, to make that call. Don't forget, Max Dowman's just come back from injury. Yeah, he's just come back from a long injury layoff. So it's not like he's completely, he's been playing loads. He's been out for a period of time. The second that guy come on the pitch, he looked at complete ease with the ball. His positioning, his distribution, his intensity, his attitude was everything that I want to see in an Arsenal player. That ball that he puts in for that goal was so good that Pickford, who is a top goalkeeper, can't quite get enough on it. So much so that ball is so much on the money, Hincapié doesn't even know, doesn't even expect it to arrive, and it comes off of him. Then what do you want in your number 9? Victor Gyökeres, we didn't buy him to jink past players and be this. We bought him to stick the ball in the back of the net and be in them positions. And where was he? He was there and he tapped it in. That's it, job done. And then go into this goalkeeper situation. Of course, you're 1-0 behind in a game like this. So any goalkeeper, you know, I would, you know, it's 90 whatever third minute, or you know, you go up, because listen, it's situations, we've all watched football for a long time. You all press up and you go, we could have conceded a goal there and it's 1-1, and it's a completely different feeling, it's a completely different vibe. But then that ball with Martinelli, plays that header onto Max Dowman, right? The way Max Dowman heads it past one player, just knocks it over, and then goes on. And he's, like Jez says, quite rightly, the way you listen, to beat the man, the easy option, you've got Martinelli. Don't forget, you've got Martinelli, the experienced player who we all know is quick. The easy option is to lay it off to him, but he's like, no, mate, I'm going to sit you down on your ass. Right? I'm smoking you. Then what Max Dowman does is he lays touches on the ball, which are 20 yards in front of him, which he doesn't try and dribble it, which gives him, because he's got people chasing him down. And like, again, I think Jez said quite rightly, the shielding. Ball goes, and I don't think I've ever been at the Emirates where a goal has been celebrated before the ball's been in the back of the net. That goal got celebrated once he took that 20-yard touch, and then he comes onto it. You know, we knew he'd sat, I think it was Mikalenko on his arse. We knew that was, and we celebrated, right? It went mad. And then the ball goes in the back of the net and we celebrated again. That is an iconic moment in Premier League history, factually. Like, and the guy has run the length of the pitch and beaten 2 players. Whether he's 16 or, you know, but he's not, you know, this is a young boy. He went to school this morning. He's gone to school this morning, and he's just absolutely, completely, you know, given us a Premier League moment, the youngest all-time Premier League goal scorer. And ironically, the one before was Wayne Rooney, who did it for Everton against us. Okay, and listen, I was there, and that whole game was something else. And the feeling that I genuinely got, listen, I understand there's a lot of football to go. I understand Max Dowman's 16. He's got a very high ceiling. He's not fully formed yet, so you can't push him too much. You need to respect his body. He's not a grown man yet, right? And the demands of the Premier League, you know, it's using him correctly, because what you don't want to see with this lad is when you're in that position, things get into you. And, you know, as a Premier League footballer, we've all seen what can happen. Also, injury-wise, we don't want him to get injured and, you know, to ruin his body.
But on that, Marty, what you're saying there, what about Lamine Yamal, though? He's been treated the same sort of way. He's been playing for a year now. He started at 16, 17, and he's been playing all last season. We don't want to be doing that with Max Dowman. Is that what you're saying?
Listen, I'm not the manager. And do you know what, ultimately? I'm not qualified to make that decision, and it ain't my decision. And do you know what? I don't have really an opinion. The only slight opinion that I'd have is, I know he's obviously not fully formed, and, you know, he needs to, you can't tear the arse out of him because he's a human being. Of course, I want to see him playing for Arsenal, and of course, I want to see him on the pitch. But you know what? If he comes on that when he came on that pitch, he completely changed the dynamic of the game. Like, absolutely everything. He wants to take his guy on. The touches he takes, he's not naive in possession. You look at him and you was just like, when he was on the pitch, I was just like, yeah, this guy's changing the game here, man. Like this, and it's amazing to see. To give us that moment at the Emirates the other night, and you know what? That's really when it felt like, yeah, this is done, man. 9 points clear. It's and that moment, it was like Dan was saying, it goes down in history. It's probably one of the best moments I've witnessed in that stadium. And if we go on to win the Premier League, that moment will be played and replayed and probably be used as the defining moment of our season when we knew. And for me, I did. Listen, I went early. I went in August saying that we were going to win the league. And we were going to win stuff.
You've been going for the last 3 years, ain't you, Marty?
Yeah, no. This season, I went early, and you all know it. And listen, if I get it wrong, I'll take the pelters. Believe you me, I will get absolute pelters. And listen, I'm up for it. I'm game. Ain't a problem. If I get it wrong, cool. I know. When you make bold statements like that, you know they go wrong. But listen, I've watched title-winning sides for a long time, and do you know what? This side to me just feels different. Even like that night, you know, that game was different, man. There was a different vibe. The team, just everything about this it's phenomenal to watch. This is, you know, imagine not enjoying this, and imagine doubting, you know, like what the manager's doing now. Like, don't get me wrong. Tomorrow night we lose to Bayer Leverkusen and we lose to City. We're out of 2 competitions, and yeah, that's not a good place. Football changes very, very quickly. Okay, that was Everton was the first job we needed to do this week. Then tomorrow night we need to. Bayer Leverkusen ain't just going to come to the carpet and roll over, mate. They're not just going to be. They want to get through to the next round, and they're going to fancy it. We need to get the job done. Then obviously the Carabao Cup. That's huge. That is huge, massive game. And these next 2 games are definitely season-defining games, like Everton was. So, look, it's a fantastic time to be an Arsenal fan, to watch Arsenal, and I was grateful and blessed to be in that stadium, and it was just pure euphoria. To be honest, I couldn't believe what I saw. I just couldn't, and that was it. It was unreal.
Hugo
as well, bro. Yes.
Listen,
Hugo.
Nice to see you again, Hugo, my bro.
He's had a sabbatical. He's been gone for a while. I think the last time he was here was when we dropped points at Wolves, and obviously, you know, that's still our most viewed.
Wait, Hugo, is that a mic I see in front of you, my bro?
Oh man, I'm getting professional now, man.
Are you up the levels? You're not on the sofa holding your phone no more, bro.
I'm inspired by you guys. I've always had all the equipment. I've just been too lazy to set up. But Ramadan's giving me a bit of time to tidy my room up. So.
Alhamdulillah, my brother.
Well, listen. Before I start, what do you guys think of this top? Isn't this such a beautiful top?
It's very good.
It's nice. Let me see the arms.
It reminds me of the kit that Ozil wore when he took that touch in the Champions League and won us the game. Like, it reminds me of that kit.
Bro, it seems like to be.
I had Ozil on the back of that shirt, actually.
Same.
I had Ozil. Yeah, you gotta have the Ozil. But yeah, bro, I'm still buzzing. Marty, your fan cam was brilliant, bro. That was your best fan cam that you've ever done.
Oh, thank you, mate.
Bro, you encapsulated exactly how all of us all felt, bro.
Thank you, mate. Thank you very much. It means a lot, mate. I appreciate that. Thank you.
I loved it, bro. No, thank you, mate. Thank you, because that's I wasn't there. And the game that I missed, bro, I missed one of the most iconic moments. I missed the Reece Nelson one, and I missed this one. I'm kicking myself.
Maybe you should stay away from the Emirates a bit more, Hugo.
It was brilliant, bro. And like Marty said, bro, it was more. It did feel like that. That's the moment we've won the league, yeah. And
you're above 53% or 47% now. What are you?
I'm nearly 100% right now.
Yes.
Hugo's off. King.
I said to Dan. I said to positive Dan. No, I didn't think we were going to win that. I said to positive Dan. Didn't I say it was going to be a draw? And he said 2-0. And he goes, "Nah, bro, what are you worrying about?" And then I could see he was worried. I saw your fan cam as well. You're thinking Hugo was right, bro. I thought, but you know what it was? We showed fucking character, bro. We showed balls, bro, and you could see the hunger in the last 10, even before the goal. You could see the urgency, you know.
Hey, Arteta was a man possessed on the bench.
See when he took the jacket off. That's when I knew.
Oh my, that was that. That got a round of applause in the pub I was at. Everyone just started like, yeah.
Come on, mate.
He was on it, bro. Like, he summed up how we all felt at that moment. Fucking win this, because had we drawn that, bro, then and City, I reckon City probably would have beaten West Ham then, or something like. But do you know what I mean? The whole situation, everything would have turned. We're so nervous, but it just released that pressure, and it wasn't just a goal. It wasn't just a moment. It was announcing, like, we all knew about Dowman. Yeah. But the world just became aware of Max Dowman at that time. The world knows about Max Dowman now. In Africa, Asia, Australia, America, everywhere. Max Dowman, bro. And he is not, and as an England fan as well, bro. I'm a diehard England fan. Not in cricket. That's the only time I can support Pakistan. But in football, I'm a diehard England fan. And bro, he's going to be sensational for England, bro. And listen, it transcends football as well, because you know when a youngster like that comes across. Remember Rooney, remember Kaká, remember all of these youngsters when Messi when he started, Yamal. All football fans love young players that are fearless. And he transcends that, bro. And what makes it special, because my daughter, she lives in Essex, yeah? And, bro, my daughter is going to be 15. She's 1 year younger than Max Dowman. And she's like, everyone in her school's talking about Max Dowman. He's in Brentwood, this, that, the other. But I remember, bro, most of you guys are fathers as well, bro. I remember when I took her from the hospital, when I went to school with her first day. I'm still worried when she crosses the road, and I can't fathom that Max Dowman's only 1 year older than her. Make that make sense, bro. 16, 1-6. To do that, to go run through players, bro. And that Marty said that goal was sensational. It was, not only did he get hit with the left foot, then he barged the guy, strength, headed it down, right foot, run through it.
Crazy.
Bro,
I don't know how you feel about Zayden, bro, but after that yesterday, I said, listen, Rain, my son's 6, innit? We got work to do, man. We have got work to do.
Love it.
We've got serious work to do.
Hugo.
You know what, Dan? Quickly answer one second. You know what, Dan? It's funny you said that though, but I took the 2 of them, right? So obviously, my oldest is 4. My younger boy's not even 2 yet until May, and I take them over to the club to do training, right? And there's a guy there, and he's played for Napoli. Have you met him before, Dan? I'll introduce you to him. He played for Napoli in Lazio. Yeah, you might see him. You might know him when you see him. He's an played in Serie A top level, and he's a scout. And he scouts for loads of English teams and that. He's done a little bit of work with Arsenal before as well. Anyway, and I saw him. And to my youngest son, he said, and he can't even, obviously he can walk, but he's not even 2 yet. But he said to me, natural. This one is he's got the natural something. I can see it. He just said, and literally a couple of days later, I went and saw Dowman do that, and that was obviously, Dan. Of course, it's in your head, isn't it? Listen, the chances 100%. Are 0.01, whatever it is. And someone just said here now in the chat that the whole world doesn't know about Dowman. Believe me, the whole world does know about Max Dowman. Because that is the Premier League, the most watched league in the world, in a massive game like that, in a title race, 5:30 live on Sky Sports. Believe me, the whole world knows who Max Dowman is. And what's funny is, Dan, you put that question in last week, and I thought you're doing it in a bit of tongue in cheek, saying, even asking the question, Dowman. I mean, he had a man of the match performance against Mansfield. Other than that, it's only really
sounding like too much of a crazy question now.
This is what I'm saying. So the question was, for if anyone wasn't watching last week, was could Max Dowman, will he be better than Yamal in 2 years? And listen, it's still quite a crazy statement to make, or even a question to ask. But I mean, wow, to go and do that, because it wasn't just the goal, and it wasn't just the assist. It's changing the whole dynamic of the game. Because he was fearless, he got the ball, he tried to make things happen every single time. He had me standing up every time he got the ball. Where I sit, it's more sitting down. And there's like a 90-year-old fellow who sits next to me. He's a lovely man, and he's always like, get down, Dan, get down, get down. But everyone, when Max got the balls, you just naturally was rising to your feet, man. So,
Dan, did he lift the stadium? Mark, you were there as well. Did he lift the stadium as soon as he comes up?
The points for me with it, right? And listen, I get he's young, he's not the finished product there yet, but you'd expect the reality of the situation is you'd expect that from a 70-80 million pound signing to come on and change the game. When he came on that pitch, he wanted the ball, got the ball, drove at defenders, changed the dynamic of the whole game. He put us on the front foot. Like I said, that cross, even Hincapié, you watch that. Hincapié didn't even expect it to come to him, and it bounced off of him because the quality, the precision of it, it was in the most dangerous area. Because listen, Pickford came for it and couldn't quite any closer. Pickford gets that. Any further away, Pickford stays on his line.
Perfect.
So there's that. And then that goal, what's so iconic and special about that goal? Listen, people say, oh, yeah, but you got to beat two guys. And the thing is he made it look that easy. And these are experienced Premier League players that he absolutely smoked. He stuck one of them on his arse and just completely rounded the other one like he was a bollard. Like, and then to run it, the whole thing, and to be in the right place at the right time. The reading the game, that is exceptional. That's footballing knowledge. You know, if you'd expect that from a Saka or a Declan Rice or if say
not even Marty.
Why we still got Jesus?
Yeah, do you know what? I'll be honest with you, right? You bring Jesus on a pitch, I don't believe he does that.
No.
And Jesus is a
why we
he's a quality player.
Why we haven't sold him? The guy's crap. Let's be honest. He's crap.
Yeah, he's probably.
I think he'll be gone in the summer.
Yeah,
he had a little
I wanted to say something because
got rid of him in January.
Theo said when he was talking his post-match analysis, because it was only for the people in the room, but he was like, "This stuff never leaves the room, but I'm letting it leave the room." Sorry, Theo. He was talking about in his post-match after the Max Dowman thing, and he said he's met him on several occasions, and he's spoken to him, and he was saying, this kid, his football brain, I'm not talking about football knowledge in terms of trivia, but in terms of how you play the game, how you read the game. This kid is like, have you ever watched Big Bang Theory, Sheldon Cooper?
Yeah.
This kid's footballing brain is like the Sheldon Cooper of footballing brains. He was saying he spoke to him when he was 14 years old. This is 2 years ago.
I'm talking about Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm talking
No, not Jesus.
Yeah.
No, not
talking about Max. So Theo said he spoke to him about 2 years ago when he was 14 years old.
Yeah, no. Forget all that. Let's talk about him now. He's shit.
No, but I'm
No. You lot. Anton's talking about Dowman. Jess is talking about Gabriel Jesus.
I'm talking about Gabriel Jesus.
No, I'm talking about Max Dowman.
Today's a positive stream. We've just won the league.
Can I finish what I was saying here?
No, fellas, mate. Fair play here. I'm talking about Gabriel Jesus. Why is he still here?
Yeah, a good question. We'll get to that later. I was in the middle of talking about.
I'll be honest with you. I don't really care right now, to be honest.
He's under contract, isn't he?
He plays him. He plays him, and he's crap.
Yeah, didn't play him on that game, did he?
to
Anyway,
be fair, Jess, no one would touch Jesus in January with his injury record. I think he was in January.
He's not been playing a lot. He played against Mansfield.
Who's going to touch him in the summer?
Right? No, he's out of contract.
Hang on. On his ridiculous wage, right? He's being paid, right, by Arteta. Arteta, before Berta came in, paid him that wage. Who's going to buy him? How much?
Okay, so Jess, I understand your point, right? If Arsenal go on to win the Premier League and then say the Carabao Cup, we do that double, yeah. We're trying to sell a player like Gabriel Jesus. There's going to be plenty of suitors because essentially he'll be a Premier League winner, and he'll be a league, and he's coming from this Arsenal side, right? What makes Gabriel Jesus right here, right now, look so average? If I'm honest with you, is like I said. If Gabriel Jesus gets brought onto the pitch on Saturday afternoon against Everton, I don't believe he does what Dowman does at all. And that's what makes him look. But don't forget, Jesus has popped up in games this season and done the business for us where we needed to. There is quality there. He needs to move on.
That was the point I was going to bring up about Dowman, Marty, though. Is that in the Arsenal team? This is the scary thing, right?
Anton, let Jens finish what he's saying, please. First, go on, Jens.
Marty, he's come on twice and done the damage, right? Not good enough. Come on, be fair. The guy.
No, we lose control of games,
and he's getting paid shed load of money a week, and he does nothing. Right?
Yeah, just listen. He has come on.
All right, fair play. I'll give you this. look, I'll give you this question.
Go on.
Right. How much do you reckon we'll get from Gabriel Jesus in the summer?
His
15
contract's
million
up.
pounds.
Ain't his contract up?
Yeah, is his contract up?
I'm sure he's out of contract in the summer.
I think he was.
I
From
thought he had
what
one
I've heard,
more
he was
year.
going to Palmeiras.
Wait, let me look.
Or maybe
And-
he has a
we're
year
not
left.
gonna-
Saudi or
we-
something.
We're not going to get a huge amount for him. Listen, if a Premier League club came in for him, what, 20
No,
million, 30
His
million
contract
maybe?
runs to the 30th of June, 2027.
1 year left. He listen,
Okay,
we'll get
so-
to
so-
it.
listen-
I'll get 20 million, 25 million.
Yeah, 20,
No, you
25
won't-
million, which, listen,
I don't care
I'd say
what we get from him.
15
Just get him off the
probably.
wage bill. That's it.
yeah,
Simple.
listen, and I get that, and I hear that. I
But
would,
how
one
much
thing-
money
one-
have we wasted on him? Come on. This is the thing I'm trying to make a point of, right?
No, I get you. And I was making that same point about Reece James a few days ago, and the Chelsea fans were calling me a hater because I'm saying you have to look while it's early. You have to look and see, hey, this guy's got major injury issues. Are we really
not
going
talking about
to
Reece James.
invest 6
Gabriel.
years in this guy? And
I'm not
I feel like we
talking
made
about
similar
Gabriel
problems with Jesus. I do see that.
But
Why-
also, what you got
why
to
you
remember
keep
with it
taking
is
the
when we
comment?
bought him, right? When we bought him, it was a time when we needed a player
Yeah.
like that, and he did do us a service then.
He
Because at that
lifted it.
time, I mean,
That was
now,
unbelievable,
right here,
that
right now,
process.
I believe we can pretty much get any player in the world. What player in the world wouldn't really want to come to Arsenal Football Club
Right.
here? Or let's say we win stuff at the end of the season because of who we are. It weren't like that 3 or 4 years ago. It was harder to buy players. It's like, imagine Tottenham Hotspur now trying to buy players. Who wants to go there? I'm not saying that we were
Oh my
that
God,
bad.
can you imagine I was just thinking for a second, you said Tottenham Hotspur. He had a choice between Arsenal and Tottenham. So he basically had a choice between Premier League champions or relegation. Can you think about that at the time?
It's crazy stuff.
But we've outgrown Jesus. Jesus, you made a good point, Marty. At that time, Jesus and Zinchenko, they were brilliant for us.
Yeah.
That first season, especially I remember against Everton, that first season he came before he got injured, he scored like a hat-trick or something. He was sensational. But we've outgrown him. And that's a credit to the team. That's credit to Mikel Arteta. That's a credit to the squad. Like, do you know what I mean? And
yeah. And like similarly, look at Granit Xhaka. Listen, I rate Granit Xhaka, especially he went from zero to hero, and he was, an important player, but essentially got interchanged with Declan Rice, and that's what happens. Same Ramsdale, David Raya. Like this is what Arsenal Football Club are doing is they're upgrading the level of quality of player that they've got on the pitch. That's what they're doing, and that's the point. Because Gabriel Jesus a few years ago, and he did win us matches. He did, he did come up with important goals. But right now, where we're at and what we want, maybe the level isn't good enough, and there are other players out there that will give us that are better, and that's what we need.
Well,
but what I will give him credit for, the guy's had 2 ACLs on his knee, right? 2 separate ACLs. He's come back from them and he's fit. And I mean, one of those injuries ruins your career, let alone 2 of them. You've seen players that have it's buckled their career. So he's come back from that.
I respect your comment when what you do, right? And fair play to you. But why the hell did we hang on to a player that was crap and crocked?
Well, we couldn't. Sorry, Jess, we couldn't sell him in January because he was just coming back from injury.
Yeah,
so we couldn't sell him in January, and obviously we can't sell him now because the transfer window's open.
Before that, he should have gone before that.
Well, he was injured for a year. He was injured for a year, Jez.
We never had the proper window for him to be coming back.
He was
through all these injuries. He was out during the summer break and coming back mid-season each time.
Yes, guys. I think that's a conversation in the summer. Once we've won everything, and then you want to look at it.
I was in the middle of talking about Max Dowman.
Let go. I think.
Let's go back to Dowman, man.
Yeah, guys.
Look, we spoke about Dowman. The next person, you're probably going to smile a bit. Now, Anton, I want to go to Hugo first on it, right? Because we all know how it was. But listen, if Dowman doesn't score that goal, right, and we still win it 1-0, Gyökeres is the one that Gyökeres is. Look, it's hard to say who got us the 3 points because Dowman changed the game, got the assist of an assist. But Gyökeres, I know it's from 2 yards out, but that's what you want. You wanted your striker to do that. He's got 16 goals now, Hugo. Right, 16 goals. It looks like
he's said we'd get 7. We thought you really stand. Remember, we said he's not going to get past 7, bro.
And it looks like he's got. Anton, I know you're itching. Let Hugo go first. But listen, Victor Gyökeres, what are we saying? Because look,
doing it, bro.
There's no doubt.
As long as he gets us the goals, they don't have to be pretty.
No, of course not.
These goals are the ones that will get us. They're the ones. Before I forget, though, remember you said Havertz is the one that could come back and change the thing. I actually think it's going to be Dowman, bro. I actually think he could. He's that special player that could go ahead and we could win the FA Cup, Champions League. Like League, I reckon pretty much solid. But I think he's got that X factor. In Europe, they're not going to know about Dowman. But anyway, back to your question.
You make a great point, though. You're getting me really excited, man. You listen.
Bro,
I'm
I'm
going to the
so
game
excited,
tomorrow.
bro.
He could come on for the last 10 minutes. We might need a goal again tomorrow, and the whole crowd's going to be clamoring for Dowman to come on. But back to your Chris. Then what are you saying? Has he had a good season this season for you? Then
it's hard to say good, isn't it? The performances, like up until that point of the goal, bro. Again, I was thinking, oh God, he's having another one of them games. But then, is it the service? Do you know what I mean? And I've always said, no, he gets himself in the wrong positions. He has lost weight. Let's be honest. He's not as bulky as he was at the start of the season. That's helped. When Havertz came back, he seemed to be the link-up player, but Arteta doesn't play them together, unfortunately. I thought Eze fed him in well. But maybe it's Dowman that unleashes Gyökeres. I don't know. To be honest with you, very frankly, I don't care. As long as he gets us goals and we win. That's it. I don't care if they hit his backside, if he hit his arm, his head, whatever. But the fact is, 16 goals isn't easy to get. Do you know what I mean? So credit where credit's due. Like I said, I take my L. I didn't think he was going to get past 7 goals, bro, at one point in the season. And I was onto him on AFTV. I called him a bodybuilder. I called him, we wasted money. I put the shirt on eBay, taking it back off. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, happy days, man.
Can I just say something? Sorry, just quickly on that, right? Just on the Max Dowman situation. Let's say in this League Cup final, right? Obviously, you said everyone in the world has seen what Max Dowman's about. Let's say this League Cup final on Sunday, right? It's 0-0. It's 75 minutes, yeah? Max Dowman comes on the pitch. You don't think that they're Man City players, there won't be some sort of doubt thinking, oh man, this kid could come on the pitch and change the game. What we have right here, right now, is what that goal did is that's the terrifying prospect of someone like Max Dowman is he's quite uncharted territory. You can't research him that much. One, because he's a bit of a wild card, and he's a bit the way he plays is just dynamic, and he just gets involved. That I'm not saying it's going to happen, but in games like Sunday, which I expect to be a tight game, which I don't think it's going to be a walkover. It's going to be. Listen, it's Man City. It'll be a tough game. It's at Wembley. It's a cup final. It'll be tense. It will be tight. But what an option to have, and I mean, something to look at.
And Marty, he didn't do it just that one game. He did it in the pre-season. He put Dan Burn. He did Dan Burn. He put Joe Linton on his ass. Do you know what I mean? He gets penalties as well. And these are the sort of things. Those penalties could be crucial. You've got to give this kid a chance, 15, 20 minutes, you know what I mean? And I also noticed on Everton, where you guys probably saw this, they had 3 people on him at one time. So he's such a wild card, bro. It's just a privilege to watch a kid like that and know he's an Arsenal player. If he was at Man United, Man City, any other Barcelona, I'd be jealous. I'd be so jealous. But no, he's one of our own, and his parents support Arsenal, bro. So yeah,
they love Arsenal as well. Yeah, there was no chance of him signing for any other club. But Arsenal actually gave him a professional contract at the age of 5, which is crazy. You know, like I said, when I look at my son, 4 years old now, I mean, to be 5 years old and get a professional contract.
He hasn't made it, bro. You missed the boat, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Concentrate on the other one.
Trust me, bro. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy, man. Listen, we've got a massive game tomorrow. Like Marty said, things change so quickly.
What are the comments saying, Dan? Positive, Dan. What are the comments saying? I can't see him.
Yeah, the comments. Listen, I think
we're slagging you off, Hugo.
We've got some people from I'm joking. From Jez's channel. Some of them are just spamming and talking crap. Some are being good. But yeah, there's not many to be fair. But yeah, tomorrow, like obviously Leverkusen. I did the preview today for AFTV. Go on, check that out, guys, if you haven't. And look, Leverkusen, they've drawn. They haven't lost in the last 5 games, right? But they did just play Bayern Munich and they did get a draw. Now I remember. I'm sure you guys will remember 2002. We played them at Highbury. The goal scorers on that day. Just listen to these goal scorers: Robert Pires, Patrick Vieira, Thierry Henry, and Dennis Bergkamp. Wow. And if you can remember, the Bergkamp goal was one of the best goals probably ever scored in the Champions League. A great finish, great chip. And listen, I think it's going to be more of the same. We drew that the first leg of that 1-1, and I think I think the Emirates is going to be so buzzing. We've not scored many early goals this season. I think we'll race into a 2-0 lead at half time and we'll win the game. I think 3 or 4-0. But look, it could be tense, it could be nervy, but we've got Super Max Dowman to come on. But it's such a humongous week for Arsenal because we've just done the job in beating Everton, Premier League. That's that one sorted. We don't play another Premier League game now for 3 weeks, so that's kind of on ice now, and we're waiting. But we're 9 points clear in a fantastic position. And now it's the Champions League, and everyone's kind of expecting us to go through. You know, the whole world is probably expecting Arsenal to go through. There's really no one who's given Bayer Leverkusen a chance. But they've beaten City away. They've gone to Benfica and won. They've gone to Olympiacos and won. They beat Dortmund. They're in the semi-finals of the German Cup. They are struggling a bit in the league. The 6 points, the 5 points off the top 4. But listen, it was only a couple of seasons ago. They went a whole season unbeaten, made the Europa League final. Of course, you expect Arsenal to win, but I think it's a humongous game because when you're playing all 4 fronts, there's always one game that you slip in. There's going to be a game somewhere. And listen, it could be tomorrow, it could be the final, could be later down on the road where it might not matter as much. That's what we're obviously going to hope for. How do you guys feel about tomorrow? Are you guys confident? I'll go to Jez first.
Can I just say one thing, bro? Going back to Dowman, I know I keep on going on about Dowman, but that goal lifted the whole. Look at our moods now. Can you imagine the players' moods? That goal, if it was 1-0, fine, we sneaked it. Arsenal were boring, this, that. But that goal has changed the mindset of players, fans. Like the whole atmosphere will be up for it tomorrow, bro. Like my brother was worried about selling his ticket. He goes, "Oh, no one's gonna buy this Leverkusen, bro." He charged double the price now because people want that ticket after that Max Dowman moment.
That's nice of him, isn't
it? This is what I'm saying. No, but he had a spare one, so like. But yeah, listen, and that was my ticket, so I'm pissed off.
If anyone needs tickets, DM me on Instagram. I've got tickets as well.
Wicked. Yeah. But yeah, bro, it's just the whole thing is lifted. I think we're gonna beat them, bro. I think it'll be 3-0, 2-0, 3-0. I'm confident.
Is this the one you want, mate? The Champions League. You've gone on record a few times saying you want the Champions League more than you think. Looks like the league's wrapped up. We've got a cup final on Sunday, and whatever happens in that final, I still think we're going to have a fantastic season, even if we were to lose it. And it would give my Man City momentum, no doubt about that. But tomorrow is the holy grail for you, the Champions League. Of course, the only thing you've never seen as a supporter. How are you feeling about it, mate?
Up me?
Yeah, Jez, yeah.
Well, it's massive game.
It's the main one you want, isn't it, Jez? Champions League. So how are you feeling about it? How are you feeling about the game tomorrow itself? And
well, it's a massive game tomorrow night. It's huge. Come on, we're in the knockout stages now. Yeah, I've never seen us win a Champions League. It's the big one. It's the Holy Grail, if you want to call it that way. Yeah, I remember that horrible time when we got cheated, and I will say we got cheated. I don't care what anybody says against Barcelona, right? That was a disgrace. Absolute disgrace. But the thing is, don't rely on the fact of what happened on Saturday, I beg your pardon, to big the crowd up. I don't agree with what you're saying, mate. Because I've been there too many times and seen it, where you get a good win, right? And then the next game it's flat, right? The fact that Max Dowman scored a worldie in the fact that he'll probably never, ever, ever do that in his life again. Don't rely on that. It's never going to be seen again. At the end of the day, it's
you think he will never score a goal for Arsenal again, or just you mean in?
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't. I said what I said was he'll probably never score a goal like that again.
Yeah,
I think he will.
That doesn't happen much in any footballer's lifetime, and people are gassing it up. And it's a great. I mean, I loved it. I just found fantastic for a 16-year-old kid to score a goal like that. That will go down in history, no question, and deservedly.
Right,
But don't rely on it. Don't make that out to be the thing that, we're going to get over the line against, Leverkusen tomorrow night. Right? They're going to come to the Emirates and give us a go. Yeah, they're going to have a go at us. And it's all now down to what this manager can do to get this team up, ready and wanting. Right? Because at the end of the day, we know we have players that aren't fully fit. We only need one bad injury, boys, and the game's gone. That's it. See you later. Right? So, at the end of the day, we need to step up and be strong and fight. Now, at the end of the day, tomorrow night, my prediction to you tomorrow night, guys, it will go to extra time. I think it will go to extra time. Because at the end of the day, I don't think
that's the last thing we want with a cup final 4 days later.
I agree.
Well, we don't need that, and we do not need that. And that's my point, right? We do not need that. The fact remains, I don't believe the depth of the squad right now, is good enough to get it in normal time. He's going to have to make some good changes tomorrow night. I don't think Max Dowman will be there. I don't believe he'll be in the squad. And
I think he will be in the squad. I'm pretty sure he will be.
He won't be.
I know
Odegaard's out, so
he won't be.
He might be doing his own work.
He won't be. He won't be because it's school night, right? Yeah, he's at school.
I still think he'll be in the squad.
He played in the Champions League before.
Look at his contract.
It was a school night then. He was in Spain.
Look at his contract, right? He's not 17 yet. He's not on a professional contract. Therefore, he cannot play if he's on a school night.
They changed the rule. They changed the rule, Jez. They changed it.
No, I don't think
he's played in the Champions League already this season. He was the youngest player to come on in the Champions League game. That was also a school night.
Jez, they changed the rule for him.
Senior player. And if you want to talk about rules, it's actually laws. So don't talk about rules. It's actually the laws of the game. Right? Get it right. Right? Yeah, cricket and football are the laws of the game, not fucking rules. So let's get that one right. Starters, yeah, okay, yeah, okay.
Look, Jez, it's here. They did change the rule though. So Dowman, if I'll tell you
any fucking rule, it's the laws of the game.
Jez, he can play. He's already played in the Champions League this year. If Arteta wants him in the squad tomorrow, he'll be in the squad. Look, here we go. He was even on the bench last Wednesday.
Yep, correct.
In Leverkusen.
Dear God Almighty. Right. It's called the laws of the game. Not rules.
He's still on it.
Jez.
Right.
Jez, sometimes you just gotta be like, hey, you know what?
Jesus.
Fair play.
So, Jez, I've just put it in ChatGPT. It says UEFA does not set a minimum age. The rule is the squad, as long as he's registered and he can play. So, in short,
no, Jez ain't backing down on this, man. Just I'd let him have it.
Yeah, I'll be.
God, it's the laws of the game.
Surprised.
No, big up, Jez. You're a legend, man.
Very
of course. Listen. Listen,
can I go now, Dan? Because I've a few points that I've.
You can. I just want to say, I think he'll only come on tomorrow if we really and truly need a goal. I think if we're winning 2-0, he may not bring him on, but I think if we need a goal, he'll definitely bring him on. 100% sure on that. But yes, Anton, of course you
All right,
can.
so there's a few topics that I've been waiting to talk about. We've kind of skipped them over, so I've been taking notes of everybody else. All my lovely panelists have been saying, and I've got things to say.
Sorry, what one sec, Anton? I've just seen. I think because we're streaming on my channel, but it's also on Jez's channel, and I think you got a raid from Lee or from someone. So like, subscribe on his channel. If you're watching on mine, go and subscribe to Jez's Arsenal. If you're watching on his, go and subscribe to mine, Gooners Therapy. Like, subscribe, all of that. Thank you to everyone who's watching on his channel or my channel. Thank you for everyone who's in the comments. And yeah, Anton, go ahead, my friend.
Big ups. All right.
What's a raid?
A raid is when someone sends their viewers over to us. So last week we had one from Dan Potts, and he sent over literally like 200 people to us, and we got a few subscribers from it. So it's just sort of the community helping in each other out. But today,
It's very nice, isn't it?
yeah, it is, and we're streaming live on Jez's channel today. This show is also on his channel and ours. So yeah. Anyway, just if you're on my channel watching, go and subscribe to Jez's Arsenal, and if you're on his, subscribe to Gooners Therapy.
All right. So I've got a few things. I'll preview it to you. Firstly, point 1, Max Dowman. Point 2, Victor Gyökeres. And point 3, this Leverkusen game. The first thing on Max Dowman, and what I've learned, is he has got the best close control of any player in the Arsenal squad. There is not one player in Arsenal's team right now that, talent-wise, is better than Max Dowman. We had to be careful with the kid because he, as Marty quite rightly said, he's only 16 years old and his body just isn't fully developed yet, and you have to be careful with him. But that goal that he scored, that last one, right? The close control, the touch, that stuff that Noni Madueke and Martinelli in that position, you know what they do? They would knock it long and they would get fouled, and that would be it. Max Dowman has got just not just the ability, but the footballing brain to read the game 2, 3, 4 steps ahead and see where his defenders are and know exactly where to move. And nonchalantly just does that within split seconds to make those decisions. And then he's off to the races because he sees 3 Premier League level players and he goes, all right, nope, I'll juke you to the left, to the right, boom. And that takes but 0.5 seconds to do, and he's off to the races. The thing is with Max is that I don't think he is going to be the savior for all of our games this year because he's a break in case of emergency player. That's what I kind of feel like. I feel like if Arteta really needs to do it, he's the secret weapon that he will deploy in those type of situations, but he's not going to just abuse that and use it all the time, if that were to make sense. That was my Max Dowman point. I've been waiting to say that for ages. On to Victor Gyökeres, and I don't know what happened to Dan, other Dan, but he dropped off. He told me when I said that he would score the winning goal, the goal that would win us the Premier League, that I was fantasizing.
I probably agreed with him, to be honest with you. When
you did. You did. So, yeah, look, Victor Gyökeres, I think this is a lesson to everybody, and I've been chomping at the bit to make this point, guys, and I really, really want everyone to just kind of use this as a learning lesson this season and do it moving forward. When we sign these players, and by the way, Eze is my next client as well, to defend as we get impatient.
I thought he was brilliant. I thought he was brilliant second half.
I thought he was too. When we sign these players, we're signing them to what Victor Gyökeres, I think 4 or 5 year contract. We're signing him for that period of time. His first season, that betting in season, he's not going to be him at the levels that he will be next season and the season after that, playing in this team when he's used to playing in this team, where we've etched out a role for him. The players know what positions he likes to be in. That Tottenham goal was a perfect, like the one that the banger was a perfect example of that, in terms of putting him in the spots where he loves to be the most and giving him the time and space to kind of do it. This goal as well, 16-year-old Max Dowman, I said, with the footballing brain of a 30-year-old, knows exactly the spaces to read for that ball to get knocked out into the middle of the park, and basically Gyökeres has an open goal to tap it in. So this guy is a guy who scores. There's nobody on planet Earth before the season for the last 2 years who's put the ball in the back of the net more than him. And yeah, of course, it's the Portuguese league, but you have to think about the numbers that he was putting up in the Portuguese league. Nobody ever put up those numbers in that league anyway, in terms of astronomical, over 100 goals numbers. Like that translates eventually. And again, we're probably going to get he had about 50 goals last season. We're probably going to get about 40% of that this year. That's still good. That's still more than
does he
many
score tomorrow night,
strikers have scored in the last few years.
Does he score tomorrow night?
He gets 20. I don't know about tomorrow night, but he gets 20 at least in all comps by the end of the year.
I think, listen, I think you fully expect him to score another 4 goals. We've got the Carabao Cup, 7 to go in the Premier League. Hopefully if we go through tomorrow, then hopefully another 4 in the Champions League. The FA Cup, we're in the quarterfinal against Southampton. See how that goes. He could potentially play another 12, 13 games. Yeah. Hopefully up to 15 or 16 games.
Isn't he a bit as a sub though? Don't you think he's a bit as a sub?
I think that's interesting. I think this is the type of stuff I was trying to say for the year when he was struggling, which is forget about just goals. Off the ball, control in ball games. Whenever Victor Gyökeres leaves the game, Arsenal lose control of the game. That was definitely, and Jez quite really pointed out, Gabriel Jesus. When Gabriel Jesus comes on in substitutions for Victor Gyökeres, the Wolves game, Victor Gyökeres comes off the pitch, we're 2-0 up. Jesus comes on, it's 2-2 draw. We lose complete control of the game. That's not the only example. It's happened on multiple occasions.
Well, Havertz starts tomorrow for me.
But
I think Gyökeres will start. I just want to say one more thing as well here, and I'm gonna swing it back to Arteta. Obviously, he made, like I said, he put his nuts on the table and he made 5 brave subs. He brought off a midfielder into Zubimendi and brought on a 16-year-old. Could have brought on Jesus, brought on the 16-year-old. But I saw a graphic on Match of the Day. I don't know if any of you guys watched Match of the Day. I'm sure Marty did because he watches everything. But Match of the Day, from goals and assists combined from substitutes this year, Arsenal are top of that table with 21. The next after us are Brighton. So that means Arteta, has got it right many times this season when he's brought in his subs. And
you know what it also means, Dan?
He calls them the starters and the finishers, right? And our finishers have done brilliantly. Nkapie came on the other day, made a great challenge at the end. Obviously, Dowman comes on, gets an assist of an assist, and Nkapie gets an assist. Gyökeres gets a goal. Dowman gets a goal. All of the subs. I remember
Martinelli. Think about the last goal as well. Yeah. Gyökeres wins the header from the corner, knocks it down to Martinelli, who gets and knocks it down to Dowman. And as well that the winning goal, Dowman knocks it in. You got Martinelli in there. He sort of dummies it off, falls to Nkapie, who plays it across to Gyökeres. That's his 4 second half substitutions.
Yeah,
all in that same action. I beg up what you just said, Dan. That's 100% correct. But it also outlines that what I've been saying since August, which is Arsenal have the best squad in the world. And that's why. That number doesn't surprise me. That's what happens when you have the best squad.
And we might have the best manager in the world as well. Because if we do go on to do something special and win a double, treble, or even a quadruple,
I was laughing at you, Dan. I was laughing at you. I go, what were you smoking? Quadruple. How dare you talk about
exactly. And everyone said it to me. You can go through all my fan cams on AFTV, and I've always said that the quadruple there's a very big chance it can happen. And listen, like Marty said, football can change very quickly. We could have an awful night tomorrow that could then roll on to Sunday, and these things can happen. I remember the Invincibles were going for, at least for a treble, and we went out of the FA Cup and to Man United, and we went out of the Champions League to Chelsea, and we still went on to win the league. So these things can happen, but I just feel like this team can win in so many different ways. And listen, I very much feel like the quadruple is on. People will still laugh now, but I really do think that quadruple is on. Go on, Marty, mate.
So, and I'll just say this point, right? And this is it. So, and I've heard this a lot, like the Everton game on Saturday. Great example. People say, oh yeah, but over 90 minutes, you won it luckily at the end, with 2 goals. And, we've done that a lot this season, right? And I can name numerous games where we've gone, it's not been great. So, do you remember with Manchester United, Fergie time? Why was it called Fergie time?
Last minute goals.
And what did those last minute goals equate to?
The title.
winning games.
Yeah.
And that was that's the thing, Fergie time. And I'm not saying Arteta's Ferguson, and I'm not saying, we have extra, time like that.
It did take Ferguson. It took Ferguson 6-7 years to win his first title as well, though. So there are similarities.
It took Alex Ferguson, I think, 6 years. And I'll tell you what, all this stuff what people are saying, mate, I remember it. Alex Ferguson was getting absolutely hammered, hammered. There were banners, there were people like literally actively throwing stuff over him. Like, it was Manchester United at that time was not a good place, and it was one
that Norwich game in the FA Cup that changed it.
Yeah, Mark Robbins scores that goal, saves his career, and then we go on to see probably one of the greatest managers to ever grace probably the world in the way he managed men. Okay, and that's the proof that, and I'm not saying Arteta's Ferguson, and I'm not saying, listen, he's saying that. What I'm saying is things take time sometimes. Sometimes things happen quickly. Sometimes things happen slowly. Right?
He could break. You never know. He could break Ferguson's record of 13 league titles. We could win the next.
He could be. I mean, Dan, if you happens what you said, and he wins the quad, he'd be the first manager in English football ever to do that. Sir Alex never did that. Pep never did that. Arsene Wenger never did that. Mourinho never did that.
I mean, listen, I'll be honest with you. The quads. That's a tough. I mean, listen, he does that. It will be. I mean, that's tough. I'm not saying. I'm not saying that. I do genuinely believe we'll win 2 trophies this season. Worst ways 1. I believe tomorrow. Do you know what? Tomorrow night, I believe that goes to penalties. It will either win it 2-0 or 2-1, or it will be a very tight game. They might go in front, we might equalise, and then it goes to penalties, and we'll win it on penalties with David Raya getting us out of trouble.
No, we're going to win that.
Listen, this game tomorrow night, it's a huge game. Leverkusen ain't going to come and just lie down and be like, oh yeah, just come and batter us because you're Arsenal. They want to go through to the next round. As simple as that. These games are big games. It's knockout football, and it ain't going to be. Listen, I don't think it's going to be a pretty game. I really don't. I'd love to see champagne football tomorrow night. I really would. I'd love to see us go and smoke them 4-0 and, have one of those nights like Atletico Madrid. But sometimes that's not realistic. It's about getting the job done. And it's certainly not about being naive, because we saw last week, right? City went to Real Madrid, and they put it on Real Madrid. They were putting it on them. They were pushing them, pressing. And City were playing some fantastic football, but they got caught. They just got caught, and then they end up 3-0. And that's what happens. If you're naive in games, that's what happens. And they were naive. And now they're 3-0 down. Similar thing with Chelsea. What happened with that game? They levelled it, and then they sort of went for it, left themselves open, bang, before they're 5-2 down.
Well, that's Marty. That's the thing for me in terms of what Arsenal does and what those teams don't do. And there are a lot of people. I saw the poll going on social media. What was more disgraceful, Arsenal drawing 1-1 with Leverkusen or Chelsea losing 5-2 to PSG? I'm like, what type of question is that? Like, just that actually broke my brain, because I'm like, one lost by a 3-goal margin and conceded 5, and the other one just conceded 1 corner. I made this point to Dan in private chat last night. Back in the days when Arsenal, we were a bit of a shambles back in the days. But those famous Barcelona, we played the best Barcelona teams ever. One season they came to the Emirates. Did they not draw 2-2 at the Emirates? You know what happens in that next game? We went to Barcelona, and everybody always says, hey.
No, they had Lionel Messi, though, innit? They scored 4.
They had Lionel Messi. They had Ibrahimovic.
Yeah, he scored 4 in one game, Messi.
Yeah. But people were saying, oh, you know what? You guys have to go to the new camp. You guys are, that is not an easy place to go, and you felt it. We were where Bayer Leverkusen are right now as a club, and
you're gonna feed it tomorrow.
That's exactly it. I feel like if we are who we think we are, tomorrow night we need to make Bayer Leverkusen feel like the way we felt when we went to the new camp. Like, this is going to be.
Hold on. I just want to say to him, because we also drew with them 2-2 at the Emirates,
and we beat. No, but they were 2, right? Yeah.
No, we beat them 2-1 with a shoving. But in another game, we played them twice. We also drew with them when Fabregas scored the penalty. So
but it ended in the same way both times.
Arsenal beat Barcelona 1-0 at Highbury.
Say that again, Jez.
Anybody forgotten about that?
We beat Barcelona 1-0 at Highbury. Remind us when that was, Jez. Was it in the Cup Winners' Cup or UEFA Cup?
No, Champions League, mate.
Champions League. What year was that?
That was, I think, 2002.
2002. Can't say I remember it. Was it a group game? Because we went out in the group phase, I think, that year.
Yeah, well, we still beat Barcelona 1-0.
Yeah. No, but back to the point though. I wanted, because you guys are going to be at the game, most of you, right? I think Hugo hit the nail on the head there. From where I can see, this is the most powerful thing that this football club, our fans are doing right now. The belief is there. I reckon the PTSD is mostly, I reckon 80% of the fan base now is mostly gone. And I think that is a powerful thing. Yes. The fact that all of us not just saw that Max Dowman thing, but I feel like most of you guys hung around, saw what Man City did, and feel euphoria and that pressure, everything is off. And all of a sudden, I feel like we can play with a bit more freedom, with a bit more confidence. It's a power behind that. And I reckon you guys got to make it loud, make it very, very intimidating, and make it a very, very long 90 minutes for Leverkusen. And I actually think that I remember the night that Lionel Messi scored 4.
Antoine, on that point as well, Champions League nights are different, especially when it comes to this stage. All the hooligans.
Look at last year as well. There was a 3-0 win against Madrid. Just quickly though, Jez, we have actually only beat Barcelona once in the Champions League, so that was obviously when Arshavin got that goal. So that's why I asked you. Maybe it was the Cup Winners' Cup or the UEFA Cup at the time, whatever that might have been. But listen, anyway, it's been we've been here for an hour and 20 minutes. It was only meant to do an hour today, so I'm going to start wrapping up.
One question before you go.
Go on, and then we're going to do our
one question and one person. Just for me, Max Dowman, the closest person I can think of in my lifetime at the moment is Kaká. Go on. Who's next?
Lionel Messi.
Messi.
Yeah, I was gonna. You know what? I didn't want to say it, but John Terry said it. That close control.
And do you know what's crazy?
The only
about
other person who has that is Messi, and the other one is being Salah.
Do you know why that's so crazy that John Terry said that? Because he played with Hazard.
Yeah.
Right. When
did he play against Messi as well? He must have played against Messi.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but he said
many
that.
times.
He said that.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Terry knows how good Messi was.
Yeah,
Jez, who do you think he was closest to? Who do you compare him to? I know you probably don't want to compare, but if you had to.
Do you want me to compare him to one player?
Yes.
Dowman. He's a kid.
I knew he'd say that.
He's a kid. Let him play what he wants to do. I'm not comparing him to anyone.
Sure. Marty?
Yeah, do you know, I listen, I agree with Jez. I'll tell you who I compare him to. On Saturday, I compared him to a £60 million player that was 25, 27 years of age, that was a seasoned professional in the Premier League, that can come off the bench and change a game emphatically and get a club like Arsenal Football Club a win by what he offers and delivers on the pitch. That's unique. Is there any specific player? This is a wild card. He's uncharted territory. He's a game changer. He's a unique talent. That's what I'd liken him to. You know,
I'm going to push you. I'm going to push you, Marty. Go on, tell us. Give us one name, just if you had to. There's a gun to your head right now. There's a gun to your head.
You know, there's not a name that I could honestly give you, because I can't remember a time when I've seen a 16-year-old come off the pitch.
Right, Kaká or Messi? Put it. Let me ask you that. Prime Kaká or Messi? And in the comments, let us know.
I'll be honest with you. I didn't watch them at that age do that. So I couldn't compare them to it. What I'm saying is, I have never seen a 16-year-old come off the bench after 75 minutes, change a game in the way he did, assist for the goal, and then go and take it the length of the pitch and smoke 2 players, stick it in the back of the net and cause that eruption at the Emirates. I've never seen it. So it's uncomparable, because I haven't seen anyone else ever do that. And also, after being injured out for, I think, 8 weeks with an ankle injury. That's something I've never seen, so I can't compare him. The only thing I can compare him to is what you'd expect if you went and ironed out 90 million quid or 70 million quid or 80, whatever, whatever, on a player that's of that caliber that you would expect to be like, right, like, I don't know, Kvaratskhelia is coming on the pitch because he's going to change the game. He's going to.
Right, why have we got to compare people to other players?
What's that?
It's just
attributes. We're not saying they have to be that. It's just things that you see in his game that you've seen in others before.
At the end of the day, the kid's a young kid, right? Let him do his own thing. Don't compare him to Kaka. Don't compare him to Messi. Don't compare him to fucking Ronaldo. Let the kid do what he wants to do, right?
You're not watching this, Jez.
Yeah, I agree.
You never know. I got
a question though, guys.
Boys, I do need to wrap up though. So what I want to do, I've got two questions. The first one is we're going to do our percentages, and then we're going to do the score lines.
This is what is so wrong in football right now.
Cool.
Yeah. Why compare this young kid to anybody else? Let him be himself. And
I hear you, Jez. I think Hugo was just having a bit of fun.
I definitely agree with what you're saying.
In 5 years' time, you won't be comparing him to anybody. If he makes it, right, and there's no guarantee, no guarantee he'll make it at this point in time. I hope he will. I think he's going to be...
there's so many things that can happen. Of course there is.
But the thing is that even scouts, when they do their scouting reports and they send them to clubs, they will compare players to certain players. They'll do a profile, be like, hey, this guy reminds me of X.
Yeah, that's it. We'll be saying, fuck me, it's Max Dowman. Yeah, we're not comparing him to Messi. We're not comparing him to Kaka. We're not comparing to Ronaldo or anybody else. Yeah? Yeah, we just leave him. Leave him where he is. He's a kid. For fuck's sake.
On that note, we're going to leave the Dowman talk because as we have focused on it for most of the stream basically.
He deserves it though, Dan.
He does deserve it. He does deserve it. And listen, tomorrow we'll talk about him again, Anton, when we do our show. I want to just ask Jez, will you do our percentages? Now listen, you might not like it. It's a bit of fun what we do all the time at the end of the show. What's your percentage of Arsenal winning the league now? Where are you at? If you
I think I'd say 80% actually.
That's a good percent. Marty, where are you at? What percent are you at? Yeah, I'll just say I'm with you on 100%. Hugo?
80%.
Oh, I used that 100 earlier. You can't take it back now. Come on. Come on, Hugo. Give us the chest. Do it. Just do it. This is a life-changing moment for you, Hugo.
No. Let us draw a beat Man City, get past Bournemouth, and then I'll be there, bro.
I don't even need to ask Anton because I know it's 100%. Right?
It's 100%. It's done. It's over. I've already counted it in the bracket. We've got one trophy left. 3 more to go. We'll have 2 by next weekend.
60%.
What's it?
All right, now quickly scorelines. Jez, scoreline for tomorrow. You did say in the stream earlier you think it will go to extra time. So what's the score going to be?
Tomorrow night, I think it's going to be a tough game. I think it's going to go extra time, guys. I'm sorry. I think
so. What?
I think they're going to give us a tough go. I don't want it to go to. Oh man, I don't want to go to penalties. No, I hate penalties.
Yeah, penalties 2 years ago against Porto went through, but
I think it's going to be a naughty one. Naughty. I think it's going to be 0-0, and we'll nick it in extra time 1-0.
All right, decent. I'll take that now. Marty, what about you, my friend?
1-1 penalties.
1-1 penalties. Arsenal. Wow, yeah. Hugo.
I think the momentum, we're going to carry it over. I think we're going to win 2-0. But if it does go to penalties, we've got some phenomenal penalty takers as well. That's another thing that's scored under the radar. The penalty takers are really, really
good. Yeah. Anton?
Well, based on what I was saying before about Nou Camp and how Barcelona used to turn us over the Nou Camp, I've got Arsenal 4, Bayer Leverkusen 1. I think this will be a very fun night. I can feel it. It's going to be one of those entertaining ones.
2002, yeah?
Yeah. I think it will be. I think Leverkusen will get a goal in the first half, but I just think the stadium is going to be so fucking electric. It's not going to matter. No one, if that, by the way, if that happens, nobody put your heads down. We get behind the boys. I think we'll be singing as a song tomorrow. I think Gyökeres will probably score tomorrow. I actually think Saka will score tomorrow.
You're going to be in the crowd giving it all the big large, right?
I mean, I'm in Australia, so it's going to be hard for me to do so. But no, that's how I feel that.
Sorry, I didn't know that. Sorry, I apologise.
No, all good. So yeah, 4-1. That's what I think. 5-2 in aggregate.
You'll be there in spirit.
I'm going for. I said 3-0 earlier on in my when I did the preview for AFTV, but I'm gonna go 4-0, 3 or 4-0. I'll go with 4 now. I just think that the Emirates there's gonna. I just like what Hugo said. I just think, and listen, I said 1-0 against Everton, so I'm not just always going for like these big results. I just feel like under the lights, Arsenal, we've been very good this season. We beat Bayern Munich 3-1. We beat Aston Villa 4-1 when they just won 10 games in a row. A lot of Arsenal content creators, didn't think we'd win that game. And listen, I remember, I understand what Marty's saying and Jed's saying. There's two guys that have said it will go to penalties. And I get that. We played Porto and we were playing really well 2 seasons ago and it went to penalties. And then the Europa League the year before that, we went out to Sporting Lisbon. But I just think that the atmosphere is going to be so good tomorrow. Every Arsenal fan now is so buzzing. Even today when we was doing the preview for AFTV, people were walking past, Arsenal, and everyone's just got that lift of energy. And I just think we score an early goal, the crowd's going to really go for it. And listen, these players are going to be buzzing right now. They all would have watched that City game, see them lose. I just think they're going to be really up for it, and I just think we're gonna blitz them. That's what I think, and it's going to be
and I think the difference here. And I know you want to show off, but Jed was saying, I've seen this before, we go on a high and all of a sudden, you can see the next game is disappointed. I think the difference here is that in no other moment in the Emirates era have we had a moment like that where now all of a sudden we truly believe that we've just won the Premier League. Like that magnitude of a moment. It's not about a moment that, hey, you can get high and then get too low. It's more like that lead has been raised off of the doubt. Everyone believes now. Everyone's energized. Everybody. There's a magic behind that.
Apart from half of the people who are watching from Jez's channel, a lot of them seem very negative. These guys, but listen, maybe when we've got all the trophies in our hands, maybe then they'll finally believe it's actually happening. And listen, everyone support their team how they want. Some people obviously have bad PTSD, but I think Hugo is obviously. Jez is very confident. He's 80% will win the league title. And there's some people who still think that we're going to mess it up. Maybe that's the stupid.
And the thing is, like, my question would be, what do you see in Man City that says that they're going to capitalize on?
I know exactly. Like 50%.
They look so down and out. Like they are defeated. They said it. Hey, we don't win today. That's it. Believe them. I know Pep comes back and goes, oh, hey, it's not over yet. That's just like the bad guy who goes, oh,
listen, you're never going to say that, are you? He obviously, listen. At the end of the day, it's not over. We can say that we believe it's over because of how we trust our team and we trust Arteta. But listen, obviously it could happen. Man United with experienced players like Wayne Rooney and Rio Ferdinand were 8 points clear with 6 games to go. And they didn't win it. And Manchester City win it. Who had never won a Premier League title.
Can I just throw in here, mate? Right.
Yeah.
Respectfully to you, right? This twat here is saying Jez comes from a negative background. He had a tough life. Maybe I should be a stand-up comedian. I've seen this so many times before, fella. Right? Yeah. At the end of the day, I'm a realist. I've been watching this club since 1967. I've seen us fail many, many, many times, right? And I've seen us have glory, right? It's been 22 bloody years since I was 42 when the last time we won a league title. So don't fucking call me out, son, because you
exactly, and you're 80% sure that we're going to win it. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that at all. I think that's probably right.
At the end of the day, don't fucking call me out. Because at the end of the day, I've been here longer than you lot have ever fucking been. I'm not talking about you boys. This fucking twat, right?
We got you. We're behind you, Jess.
you want to fucking stand toe to toe with me and call me out? Come on, son. Come on.
Yeah.
Because, sorry.
I think it's strict though.
No, it's not strict.
I'm joking.
No, he's all right. He's cool. He's cool. At the end of the day, come on, people. Fucking grow up, will you? At the end of the day, you ain't been there. Yeah, I've lived through the pain of losing it. So close, being so close and losing it. Yeah, like cup finals. Yeah, Ipswich, West Ham, when I was at all of them, right, and we lost it, and it's heartbreaking. All that hard.
What's the worst one, Jez? What's the worst one? For me, it was Naeem from that halfway line. That was.
Hold on, I just want to read this out. You clowns didn't realise
Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank.
Yeah.
Let me read this out, lads. You clowns don't realise. He said we blew a 12-point lead against United. I think it was the other way around. In 97, 98, they blew the 12-point lead. In 99, I don't think we blew a 12-point lead. We didn't. In fact, I know we didn't. People, you've got to come with better facts when you're on my channel.
I love to see the opposition chasing you. How much do they believe? What is the energy in that camp? I think that's something like we can go to all these examples of how blah, blah, blah. But Man United blew an 8-point lead. But that Man City team had not won a title yet. They were energized. They had Sergio Aguero. They had Yaya Toure. Like they were on the cusp of breaking the lid open, and their energy was there. This Man City team right now is gassed. So many times this season they've tried to keep up with us, and they've lost the energy. How many times that they've come close, and we've then knocked it beyond out of their reach again and again and again, and it's exhausting.
Anton, to quote James, one more thing, last thing.
Because then we're going to wrap.
I know you're going to wrap it up. Last thing, also, a lot of the City players haven't done it. Guy, he hasn't done it. Nouri's never done it. Kusnov has never done it. Do you know what I mean? Semenyo's never done it. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of them. They're feeling the pressure. 100% that West Ham game I saw, they felt the pressure. We did, because we've been there. We've second. They're feeling the pressure, and 100%. They didn't have the coldness. So maybe we're not the bottle jobs this year. Maybe it's them.
Can I just say one thing, right? You see that comment that comes up. That's you clowns, right? Man City, we blew a 12-point. Listen, if we're clowns, come on here. You come on here and state your point. Put your face to it. Put your face to the name, and state your points. And have the debate and why we're clowns.
Marty, they never do, because they're keyboard warriors, mate. You know that.
No, I do. That's why I say it. Listen, but I'm up for the debate. That listen, if someone and when you start it with you clowns, I mean, listen, for me personally, that's not a very respectful way to address anyone. No. I don't address anyone in that way. I think it's a bit, but put your face to it. Come on and say your point.
And the links in the chat right now if you want to come and do it, because
come on, man. Come on.
At the end of the day, listen.
We'll give him 5 minutes, Dan. Let's give him 5 minutes, right? See if he comes on.
He's been in the stream the whole time, and he's been coming out with these negative comments non-stop. Probably just trolling. I don't know. It could be. I don't know who it is, but
get him on, man. Get him on. Listen, get him on.
We'll give you 5 minutes from now. If you want to come on and talk to us, here's your chance.
He won't come on because he ain't got the balls. Simple as that. Yeah.
Hugo, I have to say, mate, I love that shirt.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it, bro?
Yeah, because you got the cannon going the right way. You got the cannon.
Yeah.
Nice. I love you for that. I love you for that. The thing is, Marty, look, right? Yeah, we sit here and we debate. Yeah, we don't always agree, and that's good. That's what adult, and I mean adult debate is about. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Anton, Positive Dan, Marty, Hugo, and all that. Right. The thing is, these little muppets, they will sit there all day long, calling all of us out. Yeah, I guarantee you, right, that little muppet won't come on.
Well, apparently, I've just seen him. He's coming on.
Oh, good.
Apparently.
Come on, Dazza.
Look,
there we go.
We're waiting for you, Dazza. Come on, mate.
Let's give it the big one, shall we?
He says he's coming on.
He said in the chat, he said he's coming on.
Let's see.
Come on in.
If so, man, big up to you. You know, if you actually come on.
We keep it respectful, like nice, respectful discussions, bro. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, you can say your points with passion, but it makes.
Of course, listen, I'm all up for that. Listen,
Why do people think I'm gonna have a scrap?
I would like someone to
You offer them out, Jez. That's why.
This is WWE.
I would like to explain.
I love
someone
this.
says, you
I love
clowns.
People out all the time, man.
I'd like to someone to explain.
Scrap people, fuck off.
I'd love to hear why you clowns. So explain why I'm a clown, or why we're clowns, and please come on.
Especially when you're sitting there, you've been watching us commenting for the last hour, and you just think, it's all right to just disrespect because you're typing on a laptop or a phone.
Why do people make me out to be a scrapper all the time? Fuck off.
No,
you're an old school North Bank boy.
Yeah, see,
everyone knows the secret's out.
That's one thing I really don't like. Like we get here, I've been on multiple streams with people with various different opinions.
Oh, this is funny. Read this.
That was back in the 70s. I was 18, man. I was an idiot. I was stupid.
Darren is just getting ready to put on his makeup, red nose, and big shoes. He'll be on soon. That's a funny.
Yeah, no, but why do we need to get personal and start calling people names and like we're just disagreeing about football or talking about football at the end of the day? Like I don't like that, honestly.
No, do you know what? Listen.
Why do people keep going on about was I part of the firm? What is this about?
Maybe you was, Jez. You got
that.
Listen, Jez,
actually, Jez, I got a question for you. Yeah.
Next time
you're very close with Lee, right? And he just gave you the raid.
Right? I've got my member's badge there. The herd. All right.
Yeah, mate. Proper stuff.
No, your Stone Island badge.
Yeah.
No, he's got the proper badge. He's got the badge from being part of the Arsenal firm.
A long fucking time ago, man. Yeah, I was 18, 20, 22. Yeah, I was a stupid kid. All right, leave it there. Right. You know what?
You was part of firm, Jez.
Of course he was. Listen, we could do a whole stream.
By the way,
old school.
I was looking on my Instagram, by the way, guys. We went the entire stream without talking about this. That Ricardo Calafiori block in the first half, the whatever jiu-jitsu he was doing from the floor to block that. We haven't spoken about that once.
Amazing.
Seriously? Come on, man. Move on. Seriously. Fucking hell, man. Yeah, I did get nicked Arsenal 1994 3 times. All right. Are you happy now?
So I've just seen Darren. Darren said, "Oh, there's no link in there. Can you just put the link in again?" For the
put it again. Put it again. Put it again.
Time, please, Darren.
He's on the wind up because I've put it in about 10 times now.
Seriously.
Okay. He's got 30 seconds.
Put it in again.
Mate.
Come on, mate, because I've got to go, but I don't mind having a quick chat with Dazza.
Oh, no, I want to hear it, man.
Told you, bottle it.
I want to hear it. The links in the chat. I want to hear it, man. Listen, I enjoy these things, man. They're good.
Isn't it? Come on, Dazza.
Keeps life interesting.
Ain't coming on, man.
It's not happening, is it?
Yeah, I'm just pointing to it.
He's gone, mate.
Come out wherever you are.
Yeah, mate.
No, he could be gone just because he clicked on StreamYard. It's like he get himself off of the YouTube stream, you know.
Yeah, he's bottled it like Man City are bottling the league.
Anton, they do it all the time. I get them on my channel all the time. They want to think he's come and they bottle it.
He's come from your channel as well. But yeah. Anyway, on that note, on the bottling it note, we're gonna call it a day. He's not come out to play. But listen, I want to thank obviously this great panel. I want to thank Jez for coming on, giving us his time. Thank Marty for giving us his time. Hugo making his return, the long-awaited return, and of course Anton. Me and Anton will be live tomorrow. That's why I had to save some of this, because me and Anton will be live tomorrow with a brand new show. Hopefully, we'll be bringing it to you every Tuesday morning. Dan and Anton show. So make sure that your notifications are turned on. Get ready to tune in. We're gonna be looking at the Leverkusen game and the final, and there's loads more we're going to be looking at. Hopefully, Darren will join us, and we'll put the link in, and maybe you can join us then.
The Dan, Anton, and Darren show,
Yeah, exactly. Maybe you won't bottle it, but listen, It's been a good stream. Thank you for everyone who's watched over on Jez's channel, everyone who's watched on our channel, Gooners Therapy. If you have 10 a.m. tomorrow, it'll be, guys. So get your notifications on. And I want to thank everyone who's if you've come with negative comments, positive comments, I don't really care. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you all soon. Big up.
Take care, people.